has the Mumbai police gone soft? Are we safe in Mumbai? Or should we worry about guns going off in our streets, which has not happened since the mid 90s?
No, I don't think that there is a return to that era. The 90s were a different era. And in fact, almost every pore of the society or every, part of Bombay was virtually infested with the activities of the mafia or the so-called Dawoodiya gang and with the various other. This is one of the hits, is definitely contract killing. And I am still not able to fix it on the Lawrence Bishnoi gang because, very interestingly, Faye, what I find very disappointing with the Mumbai Police Commissioner is that while everyone has commented on it, film stars and scribes and anchors and experts and party politicians, but the Bombay Police Commissioner has not come out with an authoritative version, which should always be there on important cases like this. We were always taught to do it so that shores up public confidence, and such questions which you are raising are not raised. Now, number one, my first point is that this hit, should it be attributed to Lawrence Bishnoi? Now, 9 people have been, caught, or 5, and all irrelevant. So it's not pointing out to anything. Now, second point, without any value judgments, and, Clyde, this for Clyde, I'm not making any value judgment. But what I'm saying is there are so many other things which are involved in contract killing. It could be something to do with his, previous property details or whatever, or property disputes. 467 crores were seized by the Enforcement Directorate. It could be something to do with that slum development ban, which people are talking about. Yogesh might be able to speak more on those things, being from Maharashtra. Number 3, there could be a host of other things also. So the first thing, by raising this issue, you should not try and divert. You should straight away come and say that we are not sure at all as to this is a contract killing. And whenever you have a contract killing, remember, Faye, it is targeted. It's not an en masse kind of thing which impacts law and order. People are, of course, scared that targeted killings take place. Now, the fourth thing which I want to say, definitely, either way, the Lawrence Bishnoi gang gains out of this, because that fear factor, whether true or not, is, very high amongst the public. And in a way, he might be, entering that void, which was created by the absence of people like Dawood. That is definitely true. But tomorrow, when the evidence is called for, he'll say, there was never any authoritative issue from my letterhead because I'm in jail. So for a gang to claim when the leader is out is simple. But for the gang to claim the same thing when the leader inside the prison is a little difficult. And the last thing what I would say is, it's unfortunate that the kind of ham-handed response the security protection unit gave. And that is where the Mumbai, police's failure comes up. If a guy has threat, giving a meaningful protection. Otherwise, don't give him a home guard support or, people who are just, hanging around there. A kind of a diversion created by a pataka, and the fellow is immobilized. There was not even a single bullet fired. And that's a shame. That's a crying shame. So I think both on point of investigation and both on point of protection, it's been a very, very serious failure on the part of Mumbai police in this particular case, not in general.
So let me just see if I've understood this correctly. So you believe that the police protection that was given to Baba Siddique was subpar, given the fact that he was gunned down while he had police protection. Secondly, there's a question about the press briefings. Now, Yogesh is a journalist. I'm a journalist. You're a former cop. We were used to, when I was on field, daily press briefings from the PHQ on any matter that was of investigation, so that journalists could ask questions. And of course, when a matter is this serious, then regular press briefings from a very senior police officer, which in this case we have not had. Abha Singh joins us. Good evening, Ms. Singh. Thank you for joining us. And also, I want to point out, Mr. Azad, that, Lawrence Bishnoi is in the Sabarmati jail in Gujarat. So far there is no understanding that the Mumbai police has put in a request before any of the courts asking for his custody or asking for permission to question him. So if I'm not mistaken, he has not even been questioned yet. 10 days in, could that be true?
Yes, and the other caveat is also there that under 303 earlier on, it was, I think, 267 CRPC or something, that on security grounds, the government can say that he cannot be taken out of jail. Though, if you want a proper interrogation, as it should be in this particular case, because it's a very serious case, they should move the court and ask him if they are so sure that Lawrence
Yes.
Bishnoi has done it. Because I'm not too sure as yet, because the Mumbai police doesn't come out with anything on this particular issue, and which is unfortunate because everyone else is speaking, analyzing, investigating, except perhaps Mumbai
Yeah.
police.
So this is a really important point for our viewers who've tuned in. Yashovardhan Azad telling us that there is not enough information and confirmation here to say that the Lawrence Bishnoi gang was in fact behind the Baba Siddique murder, because the Mumbai police has not come out and confirmed that on record. Clyde Crasto of the NCP, the Sharad Pawar NCP, not the Ajit Pawar NCP, as one must make clear. Go ahead.
Faye, I heard Yashosha speak about Mumbai police. See, from whatever my experiences, and I've seen Mumbai police very closely, I think they are very good at their job.
Hmm.
They have an impeccable track record. Well, why things are not in the right place. But the point here that I would like to make very clearly to you is that from whatever we've heard sources and whatever people have been talking about, that I believe that these people, the killers, the shooters who came to Mumbai, have been doing a recce on Baba Siddiqui for 30, 40 days. So the question is,
Yeah.
if they were in the city for 30, 40 days, where was the intelligence? The intelligence report should have been there, because he's not just any common man. Even if there is something going to happen in the city or in the state, the Mumbai police, the Maharashtra police is very capable to get that intel that something fishy is going on. But Baba Siddiqui was a high profile person. He had security. There was a threat perception on him. So if all this was in play, then where was the intel is the question. And if the Mumbai police was not acting on it, and believe me, I'm not questioning the Mumbai police, not because of any other reason. I'm only not questioning because they are really good at their job. So what comes to my mind is there a political pressure? Was there some kind of political pressure? Because there are two aspects to this. Like Mr. Yashovardhan Azad said, that Lawrence Bishnoi can claim. It makes perfect sense for him to claim, so that it spreads fear among people that if you mess with him, the Salman Khan connection, Baba Siddiqui being close to Salman Khan, all that plays out very well for him. But having said that, if there was a threat perception, where it came from? There's another section of people saying that there was some SRA thing that was going on and people were against it. If all this was going on, why was there no enough protection for someone like him? And then the other question comes that he's in the incumbent government. He's a member of the incumbent government. So if the home ministry is also with him, why did the man, get shot so easily in a street in Bandra, which is bustling with people? Mumbai is a busy street. Two, three guys come and just shoot him point blank. And the other point here is, now I'm talking to you from reports. Whatever reports that have come, I'm talking from that. I cannot give you an authentic proof to it, nor do I have any corroborative evidence to it. But the fact here is, what people are saying, or sources in journalism are saying, that Mumbai police wants the custody of Lawrence Bishnoi, but apparently the Home Ministry is not giving a clearance. Now there's another. I'm
Okay,
getting to
I
that
want
point.
to
Now the
stop
point.
you there. I want to interrupt you there, because Mumbai police could want 6 kgs of Kaju Katri for Diwali, but it has to go to the court and ask for that custody.
That's what I'm
Wanting
coming
means
to. That's what
nothing.
I'm coming to. No, that's what I'm coming to. Now that's what exactly I was about to come to. The point here is, you have to have a judicial order to get that somebody's custody, right? Okay, so
Yes.
that means that the Mumbai police has not gone to the courts yet. So why is the central home department not telling the state home department, which where the police works for, is to go to the court and get an order? Have they presented the case? Not that I know of. Have they gone to the court asking them to pass an order to get Lawrence Bishnoi's custody so he can be questioned? This is what I was coming to. So that means it brings back to what I started. Is there any political pressure? And if there is any political pressure, whether it's Baba Siddiqui or anybody, this is a warning sign. It's an alarm bell that is ringing that
Okay.
whatever
All right.
void that was there, we might just go back to that. Gangland wars can
Okay.
come
All
up.
right. All right. Let me just bring in the other guest. We have Abha Singh who joins us right now, and I just want to point out, while both Mr. Azad and Mr. Krasto have pointed out that the Mumbai police is very good at their jobs. In this case, I don't see the evidence, and it is up to the police to constantly reinforce faith among the average individual and the average citizen that they know how to do their jobs. In this case, and Mr. Azad, the reason why I asked you whether or not we are safe in Mumbai is because if people are now taking up suparis at 50,000 rupees each with guns that they have learned how to use on YouTube, our children use those roads. Our children go to school on those roads. People go to office on those roads. Tomorrow, for 50,000 rupees and a gun that the person has just learned to use, they could shoot the wrong person, or they could take up a supari against anybody without any justification. This is a total breakdown of the understanding that we have with our police. Abha Singh, has the Mumbai police failed completely to keep our faith as citizens in this case?
Absolutely. Number one, there is a failure of intelligence. They should have known that something like this is going to happen. Usually, police is tapping phone calls and movements, and I'm surprised, I'm aghast that how Mumbai police did not get to know. And that too, when Lawrence Bishnoi's goons had already fired shots outside Salman Khan's bungalow. So, Mumbai police should not have taken this casually. So, that is absolutely, I would point fingers to the Mumbai police, and rightly so, even though they've been asking that Lawrence Bishnoi should be got to Mumbai in the Salman Khan matter to investigate. But if that order is there under 303 of the BNS, earlier it was 267 of the CRPC, and MHA has extended that by one more year. My question is, why is the MHA so interested that Lawrence Bishnoi should not move out of Sabarmati jail? What interests are there? Why they don't want other state police to interrogate him? That itself raises questions on the MHA and Gujarat police, that why they don't want to share him. Secondly, definitely, as other speakers said, they should have gone to the court. But I'm sorry to say that the police have lost their spine, they've lost their voice, because there is so much political interference. In spite of Supreme Court saying that there should be police boards to look into the transfer posting of IPS officers, this was categorically stated by Supreme Court in the Prakash Singh case. Maharashtra till now does not have a police board which should be doing transfers and postings. Not only Maharashtra, but many other states. But when police is totally compromised, has succumbed to the politicians, it is but natural that they would not go and challenge in the court. And let me tell you, had Mumbai police presented this case to the Bombay High Court, definitely they would have given them permission. I'm sure they would have said, yes, go get him, because ultimately it is the safety and security of the common man that matters. And a Mumbai being a commercial capital, if you can fire shots outside Salman Khan's house, and that too you get these young kids from UP, Bihar, Rajasthan, wherever, Haryana, and one of them is saying, I'm a juvenile. So, this has been going, this practice has been from before. You get these young kids, let them, give them a supari of 25, 50,000, get people shot, and then they say juvenile and ensure they don't go to jail. So this is another thing which has been happening. I think the police have not done their duty properly had they stood up. Not only that, Mumbai, you see, it always had just one police commissioner, and under Fadnavis, under this government, they got a special police commissioner. So already there are two equivalent officers at loggerheads. So what the message goes down to the police, they don't know, they have to take instructions from Mr. Vansalkar or from Mr. Bhandari, Mr. Deven Bharti, sorry. So definitely, the police have failed to keep up the confidence of the Mumbaikar. Everybody is shocked that it can happen to someone like Baba Siddique. Forget it if he had underworld connections or whatever. There is a law of the land. There is a rule of law. You should have done a case, tried a case on him. But on the streets of Mumbai, if you're trying to settle scores, it speaks clearly that something is wrong.
Mr. Azad, I just want you to comment and respond to this, if you would. Clyde said, why is the Central Home Ministry not told the State Home Ministry to tell the police to ask for judicial custody? Does the police need to be told by two different ministries, or do they know? Shouldn't they just simply do their job?
Police needs no one. In fact, the police should directly, in an investigation, the most important man, in fact, is the SHO. There's nobody more important than him, and he needs Lawrence Bishnoi for interrogation, so he can get him on custody. So there's no such question. And the other thing about the police in this particular case is there have been too many gaps which have been found. There are too many, the response, the investigation, and the most important thing, if you cannot shore up the confidence of the public with your investigation by repeated announcements in such a critical case, then it's a failure. Then it's a failure. After all, you're accountable to the law and to the public, not to politicians.
Very well said. I just want to bring in Yogesh Pawar. Yogesh Pawar, senior journalist. This is true. We've not had a press briefing. We've not had a confirmation from the Mumbai police on anything. There are a lot of rumors and source-based stories. And then, Yogesh, I want you to comment on how the media, the mainstream media, is building Lawrence Bishnoi into some sort of larger-than-life character without any confirmation about anything, and how dangerous that is. Yogesh.
Well, it almost seems like, like Mr. Azad just pointed out, the police have gone completely silent. On the other side, you have this cacophony of voices, these kind of stories. Today in the morning, for example, there was this thing that I read about how since he was opposed to the Dharavi redevelopment plan, that could be one of the angles. So, every day there's a new angle that somebody in the media brings up. And then there is this Lawrence Bishnoi angle thrown up, and he's made into this larger than life image that he's been given. But I'm just saying that for all this to end, the main thing would be for the police to come out and make a statement. Yes, the media is buying into this. You saw it all the time. Whenever there has been we all remember what happened when Sushant Singh Rajput died, and how the media made it into a sort of a circus, jumping around, doing walkabouts, which looked absolutely funny now when you think of them in retrospective. So there has been this frenzy of continuously trying to show Lawrence Bishnoi as something larger than life. And if you see, this is not only the some rookie reporters who are reporting, very senior journalists who are taking these kind of stands, and they clearly, from what I've been speaking to some of my ex-colleagues and some of my peers, I understand that there are people in the establishment who are feeding them these stories and asking them to further this line of coverage. And this is something which is very troubling, because increasingly the propagandist media kind of takes a line from someone in the bureaucracy or in the politicians who sort of feed them something, and then they go on and build on it. They have entire bulletins. They build a kind of a frenzy over this. But what both Clyde said and Mr. Azad said, and also what Abha ji said just now, is very true, that the public's trust in the law machinery, in police, law enforcement, is completely eroded at this point in time. Mr. Azad made a very well founded point, saying that we know that en masse this doesn't have a huge effect. It could be a one incident, but nevertheless it sends a signal that something like this can happen with impunity in this city. So if this is the kind of message that is going across, and it is at a time when, like Abha ji pointed out, that we know that there is a feud going on in the police department itself, then I think that this is something that needs to be addressed immediately, because otherwise we are talking of a complete anarchy descending on us, because we hear of all these petty crimes. If the police is not able to address a crime which is making headlines, which people are continuously engaged with because of the continuous media coverage, then how do you expect them to do any justice in these small crimes that people go to the police station for? Will people have the trust to go to the police in the first place? So those are the kind of questions that the media needs to ask. Unfortunately, one has to hang one's head in shame, because I see the media has abdicated its responsibility long back. But even in an issue like this, you do not see any sense of responsibility, of agenda setting, of questioning authorities. And that, I must say, is a very, very sad thing.
That is true. I see Clyde's hand come up. Clyde, I also want to ask you this. I want to point out to our audience that we could not get anyone from any of the ruling parties of the state of Maharashtra to join this conversation or to comment on this matter. The BJP national or the BJP state have refused to comment on this matter. So we've not been able to include that voice on this panel. So it's not, I mean, it's not for the lack of trying on our end. Clyde, has law and order completely collapsed? And what is the opposition doing to hold the government right now accountable? And what platforms have you raised the question and what responses have you received?
So, Faye, it looks like you've been reading my mind, but this is what I was about to tell you. What is happening right now? There are a couple of points that I'd like to make. Firstly, like when you asked Mr. Azad, regarding does the Mumbai police need any kind of, sort of directive or order from the Home Department. Having said that, now despite not needing the, directive, if the police is not doing something, then it just reeks of some kind of political pressure because it's the Home Department in the center and state are not looking into the Lawrence Bishnoi thing, like, when they sort of threatened Salman Khan by shooting at his residence. See, this is something that you also just pointed out. We are in a busy city. Newbies are coming and holding a gun. I believe there's one passerby the other day when Baba Siddique ji was shot. There's a passerby who was hit by a bullet. It could be you and me, just driving by or walking around and we could be hit. I'll tell you what is happening. There is no fear of the law in the state. And why I say so is, MLA like Ganpat Gaikwad whips out a revolver in a police station and tries to shoot somebody in front of the police there. And today his wife has got a candidature from the Sena. So things like this, when somebody kills somebody with a Porsche car, and an MLA from the incumbent government makes a call to the police and pressurize and say, please feed him pizzas and burgers. They change the blood samples. So what happens is people who are seeing this or reading this or wannabe gangsters or wannabe hitmen, they think that okay, I can do anything because there's no fear of the law. I'll be sort of given a loose end. I will be set free. So this is what is happening. Now your question to me was, what are we doing? We are raising it in whatever platforms that we can. We have been talking about it. We are questioning the government. We are even questioning the police. We've gone to the concerned police departments and said, why is this happening? So not being in government, and as you see, it's not that I'm from a political party, so I'm saying this, but you look around us. These people are in government. They're doing whatever they want to do, breaking parties, breaking families. Election Commission is doing things in their favor, and even the law. The point here is, if something like someone like a Baba Siddique can be shot, being in the part of the incumbent government, having an intel, having a security. What happens to the common man? So the fear of the law is not prevalent right now in the city because police is, sort of probably listening to their masters, the political pressure that is going on. And these guys are coming from any other state and, doing what they want to do. And I think it's time that the police wakes up, because if they do not do it now, we will go back to the heydays when I was probably a teenager and I heard a lot of stories. And if that happens, God
Okay.
that's all I can say.
All right. I want to take this question. I saw your hand go up, Ms. Abha Singh, but first, just asking Mr. Azad this. We know now of reports of Lawrence Bishnoi gang being active in Punjab, in Gujarat, in Mumbai, in Canada. Is that, in your mind, will there be an improved situation if this case is transferred to a central agency rather than the Mumbai police?
100%. I think this case deserves to be transferred. If there is any element of a terrorist gang involved, then it should be transferred to the NIA, because NIA is the one which watches terrorist activities all over. In fact, terrorist activities against India, even abroad, NIA has prepared all the dossiers against Niger and all that. And considering the fact that Lawrence gang has its footprint even in Canada. And by the way, there is that police commissioner from West Vancouver, Keith Heed, I think, who has given a statement that that Lawrence gang has been able to extort many Indians in Canada and earned a lot of money. 3 of its shooters were there, and they have earned a lot of money by threatening those people because of the vulnerability of their relatives in Punjab. So this is a serious matter, and I think somebody should get active on this. Either the Home Minister of here should tell them, but the point is, as Abha has already made it very, very bluntly clear, that when you are supine, when you pay obeisance, this is a time when the police commissioner should have said, I will do this or you throw me out. That's the only way to go ahead with this. And otherwise, you will, hear all this from every citizen. I've heard people ring me up from Bombay and saying कि हमारा क्या होगा अगर ये आपकी पुलिस क्या कर रही है? I said, I
Yeah.
wish I could do something.
So here's Abha Singh, do we have any reason to believe that this is about a black buck anymore? Or is it about money and land and property? Like in Mumbai, crime always is about these three things.
See, Baba Siddique's killing is not about any black buck. As you asked the earlier question, that should this case be transferred to NIA, I would say not at all. As it is, MHA has ensured that he does not move out of Sabarmati jail. So, if you put it under NIA, that would also be under the central government. I would say a retired High Court judge or a Supreme Court judge, a commission should be set up to look into it, because a person, a gangster who's in jail and calling the shots speaks volumes. It speaks volumes of compromising of the systems in India, which is not good for the democratic framework of this country, the democracy which we are so proud of. So this should not be taken lightly. We need to see to it that how he is sitting in the jail and getting people killed. It speaks volumes that every system is being compromised. So I think Supreme Court should have taken cognizance of this. At times we see that Chief Justice Chanchud is giving breaking orders, but why he is kept quiet on this, why Supreme Court has not come out and suo moto taken cognizance of this is my question. Because as I said, that it cannot be allowed that a prisoner sitting in jail and he's getting people killed. Here we have anybody, and you are just seeing how people are being shot dead, how many encounters are taking place all India, and here he's sitting inside and getting people killed. We cannot tolerate that, and Supreme Court needs to take cognizance. Judiciary needs to wake up. The only way of safety in this country is when judiciary stands up to executive and legislature, and that is what is required. And not at all, we need Maharashtra government. Now that we have spoken so much, I am hopeful that tomorrow itself Mumbai police will move to Bombay High Court, move the judiciary and say, look, no further, we want it. I think otherwise all of us coming and speaking together would not have an impact, like how it is. And these officers who have not done their duty, suspend them. Mumbai police also needs to know that if you are enjoying all the perks with your lights, with your glamour, then you better do the job. Taxpayers' money, you are becoming heroes. You have millions of followers for what? Why are we glamorizing you?
Abha saying this, the message that is being sent out to the people of Mumbai is this, that this gang is being protected by the police and being allowed to take whatever extortion.
Not by the police, by the politicians. I beg to differ. It is the politicians.
The police, Abha saying if the police is
under them, say what can police do if Mumbai police can only go to the court once the Home Minister gives them permission. So we need to have Mr. Fadnavis here on this show saying why you've not let them go to the court. See, Mumbai police or any police in any state does not move till the time the Home Minister gives them permission. So it is not compromising that the police is not doing it. The politicians who are not letting the police do their job. Give the police a free hand and you see things would improve.
Yogesh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that I also completely agree with Abhaji, and I disagree with Mr. Azad's contention that this case needs to be given to the NIA, because in the past we have seen fantastically huge lapses on the part of intelligence agencies at the central level, even the NIA itself. We know do we have any more clarity on what happened in Pulwama? How did RDX enter a state which is almost virtually a fortress? Why did it enter into in the middle of a convoy? So, I mean, we have never had any answers to those questions. If they have shown such complete, incompetence, then I don't see any hope from them doing anything. Now it is for the Bombay police to get its act together. And yes, if the judiciary kind of pulls them up and sort of ensures that this action is taken, then I feel that we'll see some movement on this. But like I'm saying, like Abaji pointed out, the buck stops at Mr. Fadnavis's office. He has to finally take that call, and till enough pressure is not built on him by the citizenry that this has to be done, I don't see that he will really make that move. In the interim, it kind of continues. This frenzy in the media will continue, and we have other issues which may be burning issues which will get sidelined. There will be distraction created because of this case, and those will of course, they'll be able to process those things faster. So that I feel is also one of those big fears. I completely disagree that the central agencies have any role left to play here, because we've seen, I don't think, at least the man on the street doesn't trust them anymore, with given their track record.
All right, so let Mr. Azad, and I know Mr. Azad has to leave in a bit. Mr. Azad, you want to respond to that? Two panelists
You know,
disagreeing with you.
yeah. See, there is a reason why it will ultimately go to the NIA, because this is an interstate crime case. And why I said it is that NIA does not have an intelligence component. NIA is a national investigative agencies. And if there is any stamp of terrorist activity anywhere in the country, NIA is the one which picks it up. It has an all India jurisdiction. Now, the moment the center, if it's hesitant about its investigation, or it hesitates, then it will not allow the NIA to take it. And then the people have an issue that they are deliberately protecting them. But I'll tell you, NIA is one of the most competent and efficient investigative agency. Dinkar Gupta, who held it, he was one of an outstanding IPS officer. And that's why that is the agency which will do it. There are certain reasons with which why the MHA has done whatever it's done.
No, you can't laugh and get it away. That there are reasons. We have a right to know what the reasons are. Because I'm going to tell you now, elections around the corner, you will have Lawrence Bishnoi threatening politicians, candidates, saying, don't contest, step down. If these things, if you have such people, earlier it was Dawood. Dawood also flourished because of political patronage, and Lawrence Bishnoi is also flourishing because of political patronage.
That's why I'll tell you something. Every terrorist, because of political reasons or other reasons or police reasons, has a limited shelf life. And Lawrence Bishnoi...
But we don't think Lawrence Bishnoi will have a long shelf life till the time Sabarmati prison is protecting him.
Won't have. The question is whether Lawrence Bishnoi is involved in this case, and if there is a stamp of terrorism or UAPA, then I will take it.
No, Mr. Azad, if you say terrorists and gangsters have shelf lives, how many lives will be lost when that shelf life is actually plays out?
Also, there is a template, there is a template in the past from what the agencies did with Chota Rajan and how he was called our Don versus their Don. So that kind of a template has been there in the past. You have any number of books and pieces written around that, looking at how the agencies were in collusion with Chota Rajan. So in that sense, yes, there is a template for something like this having been done.
Yeah, and I just
in fact, I won't be surprised that he shot soon.
We live in a country where UAP is being used, where the PMLA, the Prevention of Money Laundering, is being used to take people into custody on simply a hunch and keep them in custody for years for questioning alone. But in this case, questioning has not seemed important to any of the agencies who are investigating a serious murder, a serious crime. Nobody seems to be interested in actually any sort of puchtach at all. So I find Umar Khaled has been sitting in jail now for nearly, over 4 years because they're still questioning him. He hasn't been given bail. But at the same time here, there's no need for any questioning. I find this really difficult to believe. And I don't know who to turn to at this point as a citizen. How do we answer these questions for the average citizen of Mumbai? Abha Singh?
Faye, you raised a very valid point that activists are there in jail for years under UAPA and CA, but nobody's even bothered about it. But here, Lawrence Bishnoi, and they say he's got 700 people, and I won't be surprised that when people like you and I speak, for all you know, and if there is a judicial pressure that he should be brought to Maharashtra, they will shoot him down because a lot of things they don't want people to know. So it is necessary that he is actually given proper security and got to Maharashtra so that truth can unravel. Ultimately, you cannot have gangsters ruling the system. then it is a breakdown of rule of law. It is a breakdown of judicial system, because if people like Lawrence Bishnoi are going to decide who is going to live, who is not going to live, who will live on grounds of religion or what he has done, there is a proper procedure. You are innocent till you are proven guilty. So it is not Lawrence Bishnoi who can decide. Even if it is a black buck case, then why has the matter gone to Supreme Court, High Court? I was one of the interveners in the hit and run case, but the case went to Supreme. Now it's languishing in Supreme Court. So let Supreme Court take up the matter and decide what the current status is. Lawrence Bishnoi cannot decide this, and till the time police is not given a free hand. Even if you're talking of central agencies, CBI came in Sushant Singh Rajput case, CBI has kept quiet. In RG Kar Medical College, we got the CBI to say whether it's a gang rape or not rape. So on these issues, we get these agencies. But on issues which are concerning the basic fabric of the country, the democratic values of the country, nothing has been done, nothing has been investigated. I think the common man has been taken for a fool for long, and it is time for the common man to step up and ask some questions, some embarrassing questions, and Maharashtra elections should show the government that, look, this is an educated state, a literate state, and we are not going to take this.
I find it really sad that here we have politicians who are failing us, police who are failing us, journalists in the media who are failing us, and the common man has to ask questions. Like, the common man is already just trying to make ends meet and pay their taxes. Now, all of the burden of all these bad jobs are now on the average citizen. Mr. Azad, I know you have to leave. I'll give you one final word before you go, sir.
Yeah, one of the ways which can be done is that Abhaji should know, you should file a PIL saying that as a concerned citizen for this investigation. I think Lawrence Bishnoi should be interrogated, and he should be, so that the High Court takes cognizance. I mean, they can, take cognizance on this matter and get this fellow to be interrogated by the Bombay police. That will be, I think, a very, very good thing to do now. And this is the right time to do it. On the other hand, I'm also of the, opinion that the government, of course, I don't want to spell it out. You and I know why this man is not being taken out of the prison, which is extremely unfortunate. But a Mumbai police commissioner or somebody at least should show the spine. And even if he acts, I'm sure nothing will happen because he'll have so much of public support behind him. But one thing is very true, as Abha said, that, the public pressure, the public demand, then even the courts listen to it. I mean, imagine this case is lying there for such a long time. If somebody reminds I will start now writing and tweeting and everything about it. Thank God you reminded. This man also doesn't come out in shining armor, the great Salman, how he twisted the judiciary, how he twisted the criminal justice system for over so many years. So yes, let's hope that Mumbai police wakes up and does something on this particular case. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Azad. Thank you for joining us. Clyde, I know you had a comment to make. Go ahead, please.
Well, I was just trying to tell you that, I've been listening to Abhaji also, and, you just said that it's very saddening that, the politicians are supposed to do their job, the police are supposed to do their job, but the questions are being asked by the common man. And it somewhere deep within also hurts me that, I'm in a political party, and yet, there are questions that are being raised that the politicians are not doing that. That's the sad part. All of us have to take responsibility. I mean, I'm not in that much of a position to take certain things, but whatever I can do, I'm doing. The fact is, the police is being pressurized somewhere. We see it all around, anywhere. I mean, I'll give you the Badlapur incident, the Badlapur rape case that is going on. 2 trustees from that school are connected to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and they've still not been brought to book or, things like that. So obviously, the politicians are doing what they are doing without looking at what the common man is suffering. And if people like Lawrence Bishnoi are going to feel that, they can do anything and get away, then I think the politicians have a lot to answer. Somewhere deep within, they also have a heart. I think they should just wake up and say, we need to do their job. I don't know when that will happen, but till then, we will keep fighting. That's all I can say.
Abha Singh?
Yes, in fact, I've been also thinking that a PIL needs to be done, that why against this circular. that how can you stop? So I did tell my office today only that just research on this circular, that can they do it, because to file a PIL you need to do a lot of research, that what does the guideline say, is it ultra vires, and definitely if Mumbai police it does not have the spine to work on its own, we definitely will have to go to the court and pressurize the court. And for that, I think, Faye, your voice is strong enough. Your shows are very popular, and people like you need to take it up continuously. Let us make it a campaign like Mumbai does. Even Yogesh Pawar knows that, he's been in Mumbai, and Clyde also knows that when Mumbai takes up a thing and it goes on and on,
Yeah.
things do happen. So I think today that is the discussion, that we need to do it, because you cannot let this happen. Who is Lawrence Bishnoi? One small timer today is being made into some sort of a demigod, that he will settle scores for this. He will go kill in Canada. He will go and kill in Pakistan. What is this? Do we not have our own agencies? That we need some goon in a jail, that he will go and do it, and that is the narrative. We don't know how true it is, but this is what media is running, main channels are running, and this is what is being sent in the mind. And then you're getting these young first timers from small states to come and kill them. Who is providing the guns? It is not one time thing. They are there doing recce, they are getting guns, they are getting money. There's a movement of money. So there is a whole organization which is standing with him. So we need to have a proper intelligence. Who are these sleeper cells? How they are managing? From where is he resourcing them? Who is resourcing them? Who is benefiting? That is the question. In any criminal law, when we argue in a court, we say, what is the mens rea? What is the reason for the murder? That is what has to be established. So number one, we need to know the reason for the killing of Baba Siddique. We need to know the reason of the firing outside Salman Khan. One black buck is a too small a thing. This case has been going on for 20 years. 15 years. So why now suddenly? Because Maharashtra elections are around the corner. So whether it's a political fallout, whether you were wanting him to join some party and he refused to join a party, so you bumped him off. So these things also need to be looked into. We need answers, and definitely a court-monitored SIT needs to be set up, which should investigate.
Abha Singh, technical question. When there is an individual lodged in a particular jail, does the jailer and the system in the jail control, and are they aware of the communication going in and out with this individual and the rest and the outside world?
Faye, no communication takes place without the local jail authorities knowing. They are the ones who supply them with the mobiles. They are the ones. In fact, I have I've got to know places where people from jail have slipped out for 2-3 hours, done their errand and come back. So definitely nothing happens without the jail authorities knowing. Mobiles, if they are there, then the jail authorities know. So again, the jail authorities are being bribed. How he's being supplied with mobiles, how he's meeting people. In fact, I was reading an article where in the name of justice, in the name of health, there are certain lawyers who are meeting these, not Lawrence Bishnoi, but many other criminals 400 times, 500 times. This was an article which I was just reading yesterday. So that also needs to be known. Who are the people they are meeting? Why they are meeting? What information is coming and going out? Earlier you had Atiq Ahmed doing the same thing, getting people bumped off. Then you had Mukhtar Ansari and so many people. UP we've seen, Bihar we've seen that so many arms have been found with these prisoners. The drugs are supplied, mobiles are given. They are carrying out their underworld activities sitting in the jail. So definitely, and these jail authorities take a lot of money. I'm told to get home food and all those facilities, they are paying lakhs of rupees. So there is a heavy corruption angle also in this, which needs to be investigated.
Yogesh Pawar, last word to you. There unfortunately has not been anyone in media who's taken a look at all of these other serious angles that are also coming up at this point. Has the media forgotten how to investigate?
Well, I mean, as someone who, has seen the media in its golden era, like I joined the media in the mid 90s, and Abhaji is only too well aware of my journalistic innings. But we don't see anyone in the media today. In fact, I mean, I must tell you, as Abhaji was speaking, and before that, Clyde, it brought to mind what I saw day before yesterday. On a mainstream national media channel, I saw an anchor actually kind of taking taking up glorifying Lawrence Bishnoi and saying that maybe the government needs to use his services to shut up the goons, the Khalistani goons who are doing anti-India activities in Canada. So, this kind of a thing was being said with so much pride, as if he's going to be our last refuge, the man who's going to save India and, bring glory back to us. That kind of a position was being taken. And this was not some local, hyper local channel. This is a mainstream channel, one of the largest television networks, in fact, that there an anchor is sitting and saying this. So it's really sad. I don't think that it is not like we do not have good investigative journalists left. We have an abundant amount of talent still out there. The point is, will the corporatized media allow this to happen? Are they now running their entire editorial content on the diktats of the government? Are they going to only put out what their supposedly sources tell them and not even question what is being said? So these are questions that the media needs to ask itself. And as far as I think as long as there is hope from media outlets like yours, platforms like yours, which are still doing independent work, platforms which do not rely on the government for ads, that are doing good work. But we need the mainstream media to wake up and do some navel gazing, understand what is going wrong and why there is such a complete erosion of any kind of trust in the media. And I think we've come a really far way off, and the media needs to wake up before things go completely beyond recall. In fact, I must say that one already fears that we've gotten crossed that line. But I still like to believe that I'm hopeful. I'm an optimist. I believe that at some point in time, people are going to wake up, at least because it is, election season, at least because it is that there will be some efforts at asking these questions. Until that's the time that something like this doesn't happen, the public must continue to put pressure and support media outlets like yours and other independent media outlets who are really doing good work. And today, the fact that you took up a question like this, which the mainstream media should ideally have, I think it really says a lot that who the public needs to support. Thank you very much, Faye, for doing this.
Thank you, Yogesh. Clyde, go ahead.
Yeah, I hope you have time. Just a quick point, from what Yogesh was saying. I feel that the mainstream media is now become a business house. For them, money matters. So whoever's supporting them, like the government, incumbent government supporting them, they're getting their money. So I think there was a time when media was the fourth pillar of democracy. I think it does not exist anymore. Independent people like you are doing what you were doing earlier. You still continue to do it. But also, there's another factor that I personally feel, because I interact with journalists every single day of my life. This young rookie journalist, that these people bring a lot of those people in, and in the rat race, they just go with the flow. And for them, when they run in the rat race and they, like Abhaji said, make someone like a Lawrence Bishnoi a demigod, is because they feel that, they are going to get that publicity. And when they do that, the last person on the street doesn't know what the truth is. He's only listening to what these youngsters are saying. And that's where I think we've lost the plot here completely. Press has no freedom at all. It's just become about money, business. Anchors, if they, sort of cozy up to the government, they make them more money. But, there will be time, there will be changes. I think we're all eternal optimists here. People like you, people like your medium. I want to mention some other journalists. I don't want to take their name. There are some other people also who are doing what you're doing. And at some point, this is going to go down to the last people and truth will be spoken.
And when that day comes, people will actually remember these names as people who held out, and they are the ones who kept the hope going. I think this is something that people will need to remember, that these are the people who kept that torch aflame. Otherwise, for all we know, it's all but gone.
Yogesh, actually, they are doing their best. It's the job of people like you and me to tell the world that listen to these people. They are speaking the truth. That's what I think we need to do. I mean, I'm doing on my part. We all should do it.
All right, I'm going to give the last word to Abha Singh. Abha Singh, citizens need to be more vigilant now?
They need to be vigilant. They need to ask questions. They need to come to the court and say, look, file PILs, Go ahead. We want to know. Even, there was a time Mumbai was known for its candle marches, for its banners, getting at Azad Maidan, but all the use of UAPA and terrorizing of the common man,
Yeah.
these things have gone. So I think Mumbai needs to again get back to its activism, show to the country that you cannot take Mumbaikars for a ride. If something like this is happening on the roads of Mumbai, if you're killing people, we need answers. And that is what I think Mumbai has to really wake up to and fight it out. And Mumbai police, which was once known as a Scotland Yard, I mean, now people say it's a junkyard. I mean, like Scotland Yard needs to get back to its lost glory, because
Yeah.
you cannot let the politicians decide. You cannot have Mumbai police versus Bihar police over Sushant Singh Rajput. You cannot have, different states fighting over issues that no truth comes out. We have a right to know. And yes, now it is only for the citizens. It is the citizens' voice which really needs to raise and make these systems accountable.
All right. Abha Singh, thank you so much. Clyde Craster, Yogesh Pawar, thank you for joining me
Thank
on
you.
this conversation
Thank you.
and
Thank you,
sharing your
Faye.
thoughts on a very important matter. I know that the people of Mumbai are
Thank
still
you. Thank you.
very unhappy with the way this investigation is going and the fact that we've had zero communication from our police commissioner and from the Mumbai police investigative team on this case up till now. We hope that that will change in the future. A shout out to our audience. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and please sign up for our membership. Like Clyde said, it's how you can support journalists like myself and other journalists who are independent right now on YouTube, who are doing the work that we can given the space that is available to us. Please support us financially as well. Thank you for watching. Good night.